Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us. This episode is starting out at February 26, 25. We must continuously ask God for His ears and not our own, for in the times we are living in we must remember what the Scripture says. Hey, that has an ear to hear, let him hear what the Spirit would say unto the church. For what the Spirit is saying in the church seems like it's not very popular message today, for there is a lot of things that go on in the church simply because of money or attendance. People, I forgot to cry loud and spare not. Once again the sky is lighting up. It looks like fireworks, but it is bombs. As the war is going on, there will be no power on the ground. As the bombs are going off, most of the electrical grid has already been wiped out. Power, as you know, it will be a thing of the past. They will figure out that they can beam power from satellites, lock cell phone signal. They will be so excited they will praise no more power outages and disaster areas. The first responders will now have power, which will help them save more lives. And disaster areas, they will no longer have to worry about not having power, for the power will not be coming through the lines. They will be being beamed down from satellites. Everyone forgets that the enemy comes as an angel of light. An angel of light has his own intentions and not the intentions of God or His people. Even now there is so many people praising the wolves, thinking that they are sheep, the sheep of God, but rather wolves in sheep's clothing with their own agenda. They are creating God figures that will seem to save and help humanity, and all the while they are wolves with the intention of enslaving people's minds, hearts, and intentions of dreams and missions. Some things did I have seen. I asked God, how do you tell someone things like this? Is that the part about crying aloud and sparing not? I feel a lot of times people use that scripture as a reason to be ugly to someone, saying, oh, it's not my job to mollycoddle, it's my job to tell the truth. We use that to assert authority, of which it was never meant to be that way, rather than showing compassion and empathy. Compassion is not mollycoddling, it is showing love and opportunity with the right understanding and enlightenment. Even as you tell your children, my son, to count the cost, I also will remind you to count the cost. How much of my glory do you want to see, my son? Counting the cost is really knowing the cost. For I shall give you the desires of your heart. I then responded to the Spirit of God, just like you told me over 20 years ago when you showed me that threshold. I want it all. I don't want just a little piece of it. I want to see all of your glory, not just a piece of your glory. I'm not interested in seeing a little, just a whiff, but I want it all. I want to see it all. Just don't want to see your hinder parts. Want to see all of you, that we your people may thrive and take our place as you have called us from the beginning to be. For those that desire my will and word, saith the Lord, you shall receive your wings as my eagle. My sons must realize I have lifted you up as a satellite, and as I have lifted you up as a satellite, I will transmit my frequency to my people through you, saith Lord. My true servants has come upon the scene and is calling out my people. They are calling out my enslaved. They are calling out my broken pieces. They are calling out the pushed down, the pushed aside. They are calling them out that they may recognize their calling. A lot of my people live in a fantasy world full of pets on the backs and likes, but I would say into the know you not the same world that is full of vipers, of which I have called you out of. Remember, my children, for you are only strangers and pilgrims in this land. Do not get comfortable, do not get countable for the likings of this world. You are above that. I have made you above that, self the Lord. The 3rd of January 25. The line of spirits going around the property, we are somewhat ministering to them. The reason you can see and communicate with the spirits, my son, I have given you the gift of being able to go into the spirit and see and take what is bothering him and transform it. The gift was given to you to help them cross over and receive their peace. The 3rd of July 25. I see the Tabernacle Mission and Children's Home. It's a red sign, yellow or orange writing, most likely yellow paint. The red just looks like it didn't dry all the way. It gives the appearance of an orange look. There is a man's name on it as pastor, but it is a pastor. Did Scott will ordain and license, as there will be other licensed ministers on other continents out from under the tabernacle. We will have licensed ministers very soon in the USA and in Africa. We will also be talking, teaching and setting up missions. The Children Home, of which I see it will start out and be able to house 2 or 3 children. For some, or clouds without water, but most people do not understand the problem God has with clouds that possess no water. The clouds that come in that hold no water, they condense, and when they condense they block the stars, and then you can't see or find direction. What if the clouds would have been so thick the wise men would have not been able to follow the star to find the Messiah? That is the same reason clouds have no water today. They block out direction and passageway to the Messiah. You don't know which direction to go in. You stay still and complacent, losing your vision and motivation to look for and obtain new horizons. The clouds with no water are people that we surround ourselves with, so be careful, my children, who you surround yourself with. For if the clouds have water in them, they will dump the water to fertilize the ground beneath for more growth and expansion, but the clouds that have not water, they only block out the sun, which restricts growth and flourishment, bringing in depression and oppression, simply because they don't realize that the clouds are the people they surround themselves with that do not have water, do not help pollinate the gift and the seed which is placed inside them, but restricts them, taking away the water flow that they need to strengthen their roots and to become trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord that cannot be swayed, simply because they are built upon a foundation of the apostles and prophets. For my people think that they have seen hard times, they think that they have seen disruption and situations in this country. My people have seen nothing yet, but they shall, for it is on the horizon, saith the Lord. Prepare yourself, my bride, for destruction comes upon you swiftly. For if you shall listen to my true servants, he shall be covered, my children, for you shall remain and be elevated. My servant, my handmaiden, your helpmeet, she is a lighthouse, she is a fortress of strength, of which the women that I will draw into the ministry shall cleave into her, because they need the strength of which she possesses. My servant, remember this is me, saith the Lord. I will lead you and guide you, for you both are predestinated. For the women that shall come in you'll help, you shall be listener to be able to absorb sins, she will be a sin eater.